Who's the winner of our June contest and the top in India in the July contest. Just graduated from the University of Mumbai and is headed to Columbia in New York for a master's next year in computer science. So he's going to give a session on data structures.
Okay, so this is supposed to be an advanced data structure, but it's not always comfortable to just directly start off with advanced data structure. So I'll do one thing. I'll just cover the basics for maybe 15-20 minutes maximum. Okay, and then I'll move on to the advanced parts. The advanced is basically considered to be something, the way people think about it, something which is not stacks and queues is advanced. That's the basic mentality. Okay, fine. So going by that, so there are 3 or 4 data structures that I have in mind for today. One is about priority queues. Okay, so the implementation is using a heap. Okay, that's one. Another one is a binary index tree. It's known as a BIT or a binary index tree. Okay, so there are 2, and another one is called a segment tree. Right, so there are 3 advanced data structures and plus the basic ones. Those are your stacks, queues, arrays, lists. Right? Okay, so let's begin with the basic ones. Fine. So what exactly is a data structure? So in many of our applications, we want to store data in such a manner so that certain operations on the data are easy. Okay, so what operations could we want to perform? For example, we might have an operation where we want to say insert data. We want to, in the middle, we want to modify data maybe. Okay, we want to find the minimum quickly. Okay, there are different operations that we might want to perform on the data, and according to the needs, we might want to store the data in a particular manner. So that's what leads to the concept of a data structure. Okay, so it's just a proper way of organizing data so that you can perform certain operations in a proper manner and quickly. Okay, preferably quickly, but that's not what the definition suggests, but preferably always quickly. Okay, so now the basic of all, that's your array. Okay, so what are requirements of an array? Okay, so the requirements will be simply that you also have a sequential storage, right? Okay, and you want an important requirement of an array is that of random access. Okay, so you might say that what's the 10th element in the list? Okay, or in the array. Okay, fine. So such sort of things is the basic requirement of an array. Okay, so now how do we implement an array? Okay, so we have a natural implementation in most programming languages. We can simply define an array. Okay, so now how exactly does random access take place? Okay, so that happens because of sequential storage. Right, so we have say A of 0 stored at one location, A of 1 stored at the next location. Right, so and now we have a base address. You might be knowing the concept, right? We have a base address and we have an offset. Right, so if you want random access, what do? We simply refer to the say if you want A of 10, so that's base plus 9 into size of int. Right, something of that sort. So that's the way random access takes place. Okay, so that's simple, that's an array. Okay, so now let's look at the next thing that we could look at, that's your lists. Okay, so now how does a list differ from an array? Okay, so the requirements of a list differ. Okay, so now see, I just talked about arrays. So now let's look at how insertion and deletion in an array would take place. Okay, so say we have A of 0, A of 1 up to A of 100. Okay, and I want to insert some element at say position 50. So what will I do? I would just move each of the elements after that a bit, one position ahead, and then insert the new element at location 50. So I just run 50 iterations, okay, for the insertion of a data. Similarly, I could just perform 50 iterations for the deletion of one element, right? So just generalizing this concept, in the worst case, I could perform O of n iterations. You understand this terminology of O of n, right? Okay, so we can perform O of n iterations for the insertion or the removal of data, right? Okay, so but the advantage is that we have sequential, we have random access, right? So now going to lists. So now in lists, we do not have random access that much of importance. We don't give that much of importance to random access. We give importance to insertion and deletions, right? Okay, so that is what leads to the concept of a list. So now one thing is sure, that if we are having a list, we cannot store the data sequentially. Why? Because then similarly the insertion and deletion problems would come up, right? Because we have to move data, that's not proper. So that is why what do? We store data in chunks. Okay, so we have, this is your first, this is your second, third, so on, and we have pointers, right? Okay, so one points to this, the next points to this, so on. That's your list, right? Okay, so now when we want to perform insertions, what do? Just change the pointers, just introduce one new data, like, okay, just have a print. Okay, so this is just your basic concept of your list that we have, I'm just drawing them separately because you might have them anywhere in the memory, okay? You don't have them sequentially, so I'm not drawing them side by side, right? Okay, so now we have one pointer which leads to this. So when you perform insertion, what do? We allocate some memory. This is the allocated memory, right? We change this pointer to this, erase this pointer, and get a pointer out here, right? So that's your insertion, right? So once we know where you want to insert, okay, it becomes O of 1. Okay, because it's a constant time, assuming that your allocation of memory and all is constant time operations, we have that this complete insertion process becomes an O of 1 operation. Similarly, if you want to have deletion, okay, so sometimes, you know, just for convenience, we can maintain a back pointer. So from this, we want to delete this, right? So what do we do now? Okay, so this is the back one, okay, and similarly, this is the next one. So just erase this link, free this, erase this link, and change this, you know, like this. That's the basic idea, okay, of your deletion, right? Okay, so this is your basics about your queues, about your arrays and your lists, right? And you have different types of lists. I'm not going into all that because I think you must be very comfortable with all that already about your doubly linked lists and stuff like that, right? Okay, fine. So now I'll just go on to the next thing I was talking about. That's your stacks. Okay. So now, what exactly is a stack? Okay. So in stack, the necessity is only to access the data. Okay, the one which was, you know, put most recently in the array in the stack. That is it's a necessity just to remove that data and access that data, and basically have something like a, you know, a narrow bottle, you know, where we can put stuff in and remove it in the same order. I mean, you know, like the latest one which went in comes out first, right? Okay, so that becomes your stack, right? So now, how do we implement it using an array? So now you might ask me a question that what's stopping me from, say, if I have an array, okay, say I've implemented my stack, okay, I've got an operation which is, say, pushing under the stack, okay, so I have my int stack, okay, and say this is of size 10, and I've got my size, initially 0, right? Okay, so how would I put on the stack? S of sz plus plus equal to 100. Okay, so this is the way you put something onto a stack. Okay, so now you might say that, okay, say the size is 10. So you might say that what's stopping me from saying that S of 0 equal to 5? Right, you might say that. Right, so what's the problem? So there is no longer a stack. So the concept out here is that it's not a physical violation of the concept of it's the logical concept of a stack that is getting violated. Okay. The stack doesn't say that you can perform random access. Okay, so you just written something and you're performing a random